Hey, Internet, how you doing? Michelle with Treecat here. Good morning. I hope you're having a great day. I'm happy to have you here, as usual, every Saturday, bringing you news, insights, commentary on the dynamic world of e-commerce, reselling, and re-commerce, with a little fun and energy to kickstart your weekend. So grab your drink of choice. Today, I'm just having straight up water with a little zip fizz that I got at Costco. Fruit punch flavor. It's really delicious. Anyways, whether you're a seasoned marketplace seller, an entrepreneur, solo entrepreneur, or just a side hustler like me, let's get going and talk about the topic du jour, which is scams. Now, summer's here pretty much, right? I think kids might still be in school around here until another week or two. And then it's really, the pandemonium really begins. But pretty much summer's here. I'm experiencing summer slowdown. I don't know if you are, but I just checked my sales and month on month, I'm down 7%. That sucks. But, you know, it happens every summer. Let's just be honest. And with that summer slowdown comes the inevitable scammers. It happens every year. And especially in an economy like we're in, I'm expecting it even to double the amount of, attempted scams that happen, right? People just the scammy behavior just tends to pick up during summer, during slowdown, and during, a weaker times when our economy is a little bit weaker. If you've been reselling for any amount of time, you notice these patterns and it's true. So I'm not trying to scare you, right? I just want to help you stay one step ahead. And save you the headache and the return and the lost inventory. And so I want to talk about 10 scams that I've experienced and that you might experience on platforms like eBay, Poshmark, or Mercari. So the first scam that, that we experience, I experience, you experience, there are a lot of scams. And I'm sure that with the advent of AI, it's going to even get worse, and there's going to be new ones popping up all the time. But the ones that are pretty common for us resellers are the INADs, right? Item not as described. So what happens? A buyer purchases an item, and then they claim it came not as described, right? And then they want to open up a return, but the return is actually different than what you sent them. It's different, it's damaged, it's missing some parts, or, they just did a little switcheroo, right? And unfortunately, it's hard to prove this. So you've got to take pictures. So this is how I would protect myself when this happens. I refer to the pictures that I took in the listing, and then I take pictures and I do it as fast as possible. As soon as I receive it and open it. So that's another thing, is as soon as you receive a return, open it right away and photograph everything. And include, especially if there's any kind of like serial numbers or unique, markings or whatever. I always, since I sell clothing, I always put a special tag on there that if it's been removed, I know it helps me determine, how to relist it. Do I relist it as used, or, do I relist it as a return or something like that? But anyways, that doesn't have to do with this. But if the item that you has specific, markings, then you'll be able to present that to information to eBay. And, sometimes they'll side with the buyer. Sometimes they'll side with you if you are really, expeditious in presenting your case, right? The concern that I have with this in the future is, people, fabricating photos. That's the concern that I have now with the AI tools, the graphic AI tools becoming so accessible to everybody. Like, it used to be not everybody knew how to use Photoshop and put in, layers of, damage or whatever. That was a little bit more sophisticated. But now you've got, Canva, and you've got stuff that's really easy to use and integrates AI into it. And it's just like, let's hope that this doesn't. Let's hope that we do. I haven't seen anything yet. I did get a recent INAD return for damage, and I was like, well, I don't remember it being shipped out like that. And I just told the user, look, I accept your returns for any reason. Please open up a return. I'll take the return. She actually wanted a partial refund, and I was like, I don't remember that damage. But I didn't want to waste my time, so I just asked her to do a a return, and then she would get a refund. And that way I'm covered by, because I offer free returns. And so I'm covered by the seller protection. So she can't leave a negative. So that's another way, is if you are sort of playing the game with eBay and doing all the things that they want you to do, like offer free returns, 30-day returns and things like that, you have a better chance of them siding with you. And if you have a good record and if you have a long-standing account and things like that. Okay, so that's the item not described switcheroo. Number 2, this is another one where they will, basically return an empty box. And so that's when they open up a return, but they returned something completely like empty. And luckily, I haven't had that happen to me yet. But one of the things you can do to protect yourself with that particular scan is to use tracking with weight verification. So this is just an example of one reason why you want to save all your receipts. So anytime you go to the post office, hopefully you're lucky like me and you have one of those machines where you can scan it in and then get a receipt, and then you manually just drop it in the box. That receipt is going to have all the information of the weight and the tracking and everything like that. So keep all of those receipts. And when you're taking the pictures, from eBay, you can also scan the label that showed how much it weighed when the person sent it back to you. And if it was like 1 ounce, that's very telling, right? So, okay, what else? Let's go on. Number 3 is, can you text me, please? They want to try to get you off platform. And this happens a lot with, I'd say more like, Poshmark, or Mercari, they want to try to get you off platform. And I guess it can happen with eBay as well, but you never want to take anything off platform. That can get you banned. That can get you into a lot of trouble with these marketplaces. So if anyone ever wants to trade, like that used to happen to me a lot on Poshmark. People would ask me to trade, and I'm like, that's kind of against the terms of service. So I'm just going to play it safe and not do any trades. Thank you. Anyways, I always thought that was kind of scammy, the whole trades culture. That was early on in the days of Poshmark. It doesn't happen so much anymore because I think people really report people that do that. So there's a lot of self-policing on Poshmark. So anyways, never ever take anything offline. I would never do a trade. And if someone asks you to try something on, I never do that. Honestly, that's really scummy to me. So just notice that those are like big red flags. Okay. Number 4 is the overpayment scam. Now, I haven't experienced this one, thank goodness, but apparently there's a scam where, and this might happen more with like Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, or like Craigslist if you do that kind of meetup stuff. But scammers will send you more than your asking price. I have had people make offers that were more than my asking price or more than my offer. But I think it's just because with the way that offers work, sometimes they get timed out and they have to try to make another offer. So they try to make a better offer because they know you're going to counter whatever. But anyways, the overpayment scam, you want to just be very cautious about anyone offering more than what you're asking for, because what they do is they try to then refund you the difference via a Cash App or a gift card before you realize that the payment was fake. So never accept overpayments. eBay doesn't support cash apps or gift cards. And if someone suggests this, that's a red flag that it's a scam. Okay, number 5. The I never got it, item not received, INR false claim. Okay, and this can happen on any platform, to be honest with you. So the buyer receives an item and then claims it never arrived. This has happened to me numerous times. And I think USPS has actually gotten a lot better in you being able to track things online. And I get emails, I get updates on where things are at in the process, and you can actually. So in the last few years, actually, it's become way easier to sort of track things. But there are instances where things will get delivered and it's the person says it was never delivered, and that can be kind of shady, right? And there are porch pirate situations. So then you feel bad for the user, and then eBay's kind of like, well, it's up to you to refund them. And that always gets kind of weird. But anyways, just for the most part, right, you want to if you have a high ticket item, this can happen, especially with high. So the way they do it is, if you have a high ticket item that's over $100, you need to make sure that you ship with signature confirmation. Absolutely do not miss this part of it, because if a person does not receive something that is over $100, but they actually did receive it, but you didn't require signature confirmation, they actually can claim that it wasn't received, and it can be like legitimate to eBay. eBay will see that as legitimate. So make sure that if you're sending items that are high ticket, you get signature confirmation just to be on the safe side, okay? Because there is a false INR claim scam relating to items over $100 that the seller didn't get signature confirmation on. So protect yourself. Items over $100, get the signature confirmation. That's just best practice at this point. All right, moving on to number 6. This is feedback extortion, and this used to happen to me a lot when I was newer to selling. It doesn't happen to me so much anymore because, buyer threatens to leave negative feedback unless you give a partial refund, or, what I will automatically do is I will just say, hey, feedback extortion is a violation of eBay or Poshmark or Mercari policies. And so I think that shuts it down pretty quickly. And I just say, I accept returns for any reason. Please open up a return, right? And so anytime that someone is, acting this way and trying to, threaten that they'll leave negative feedback, immediately report that, and immediately especially, with like Poshmark. And I guess it doesn't matter as much what feedback they leave on Poshmark. It matters more on eBay, but, just protect yourself and report it immediately to eBay. And don't negotiate with these, because it is, this is kind of getting into scam territory when they try to do feedback extortion. Okay, let's see. Moving on. Number 7. Oh, this happened to me several times when the buyer asks, can you actually ship this to a different address? I actually don't do that anymore, because if I do that, they can claim that they never received it, and you're not under eBay seller protection. And so I never do that. And luckily on some of the other platforms, they don't even let you ship. You just ship to whatever is on their file. And if it comes back to you, it comes back to you. And they handle that. That's why you pay a little bit more on sites like Poshmark, because they take care of a lot of the customer service stuff. I guess it's worth the premium. I don't know. But anyways, I would never, ever ship something to a different address. You can tell them I will cancel this, and we can, and then even when you're canceling it, it will say that, there was an issue with the buyer's address and a legitimate reason to cancel. So never send it to a different address than what is listed on the platform, because then you're not under seller protection. So yeah. Feedback extortion. I mean, not feedback extortion. Ship to a different address is an old, it's the oldest one in the book. And yeah, I fell for it a couple times. So sad for me. Wah, wah. Okay, number 8, the bait and switch bundle on Poshmark. So what'll happen is a buyer will buy a bundle, and they'll ask you to, one of the items is they'll claim there's something wrong with one of the items. And so they'll try to get like a refund or a partial refund because one of the items was damaged. So they know that you're not going to require them to, so this is tough with bundles, because they know that you're not going to require them to send the whole thing back, because the shipping's probably expensive for a bundle. So, yeah, that's a tricky one. But I guess when you're doing a bundle, here's the mistake that I've made when doing a bundle. So used to be on Mercari, you had to make a brand new listing for a bundle. This is before they let you do bundles. Now they let you do bundles. It's a lot easier. But on Poshmark, actually, I just recently did this, and I was like, this is why did I do this? I created, we had gone through so many, she had made me so many different offers, and I'm at certain point, I couldn't make any more offers to her. She couldn't make any more offers to me. And she's like, look, I'll agree upon this price. And so I said, fine, I'll just make you a custom bundle. So I put together a custom bundle, and it only had the one picture. It had a really janky picture of kind of that I just threw together in like, I just put like 3 pictures together in like Canva, and I didn't really take the time to like explain what she was going to be getting. It was just kind of like really dumb on my end. So, that's probably stupid, because then if there's a problem with one of those items, she could pull this on me. So I'm just hoping, like, I need to take my own advice. I actually kind of forgot about that when I was putting this together. I was like, oh, I need to listen to my own advice, right? Listen to my own experience. Okay. So that is the bundle bait and switch. This is the other one. This has happened a couple of times when the buyer says, "Oh, I didn't actually receive this and on time," and it's not your fault. It's USPS's fault, right? And so they're demanding a refund or a discount, citing shipping delays that actually aren't your fault. And you know, um, on Mercari, Mercari has a 3-day policy, which is great. It's a little bit better on eBay. I do 1-day shipping and handling. So eBay is a little bit more stringent on when things like this happen. But I think Poshmark will side with the seller, and because of all the tracking and stuff like that. So just again, document everything. Make sure you have your receipts, keep those receipts, and make sure you have those that tracking information, and you're able to look it up online and things like that. And the only, that's really all you can do with that. It's a tough one because it's really out of your control. A lot of times USPS isn't, able to ship it in a timely fashion, and it's really hard. It's a really tough one. Okay, moving on, but just save your receipts and make sure you have that tracking information at the ready, and you can pull it up at any time and try to make your case. All right, number 10, lowball offers. And then, so right now I am getting a lot of lowball offers. I normally don't. I normally get, regular, kind of offers, but for some reason, well, not for some reason, it's because it's summer slowdown and the economy's not doing great. And those two things combined I'm noticing are resulting in a lot of lowballs, like 50%, 60%. I'm not used to it. I'm really not used to it, but it doesn't surprise me because I've seen it happen before during slowdowns, during economic slowdowns, things like that. And it's annoying. And a lot of times these types of buyers are the ones that cause you the most problems in the end. They'll end up returning it for a flaw, and they'll ask, that they get a refund, or they'll ask for a partial refund for damage and fit issues or whatever. They're always just angling for something, for like a partial refund or something. So not only did they lowball you, but then they, had you jump through hoops and provide extra pictures and extra this and that. And then it's always the difficult customers, right, that have all the questions and all the demands. So those are always red flags to just keep in mind. So protect yourself, trust your gut with these lowballers. If something feels off, it's okay to decline, and it's okay to block people, really, honestly. So yeah, it's tough. Summer's tough for a lot of us sellers, and don't make your desperation to sell things, don't make you a target. Don't let that make you a target. Because scammers know this, and they know that sellers are more likely to say yes in summer because summer is slow. So, you don't have to say yes. That's all I wanted to say. And the other thing is, final thought on that is, I have started to automate some of my responses to people because I get tired of typing in the same thing over and over again. So if you are noticing that you're getting more questions, more things that you are tired of, like typing over and over again, you can download. I use Beef Text. It's an open source. It's just like an open source, like keyboard shortcut program. It's really easy to use. And so as you can see here, I put in a couple already. And you just give it you go to combos and you say new snippet. So let's say I wanted to make an automated response. Thank you for your inquiry. Thanks for your question. I do not, let's say the question is, will you sell this offline, or will you sell this personally to me? I do not go off platform, as it is against the terms of use. That's it. And I would just make it very, very, I mean, you can do it however you want, but I just try to make these types of responses very short and sweet. And then maybe I, might block that person. I don't know. But anyway, so the keyword strokes that you just make up any word. So SCM would be the keyword stroke. That's for like scammer, right? Because they want to take it off. So there, that's it. And then if I go to like Word, for example, and I go to SCM, it just types in, that for me. So then I don't have to, I don't have to type it in. And this would be in an email or something like that. So what's another one? This is another question that I get a lot. Oh, will you combine shipping? And so that one is SHP for shipping, right? So then I just type in SHP and it just automates the response. So that's something you can look into. I really like Beef Text because it's free, it's open source. And like the thing with the open source community that's so great is they kind of, audit the code and stuff like that. So it's less likely to have some kind of like malware in it and stuff like that. So that's why I really like Beef Text. I recommend it if you just want some quick like keyboard stroke type actions for answering all the myriad questions that come up with all these buyers. Okay, and like the last thing I wanted to do was I wanted to go into Treecat and I wanted to do another bulk cross listing. Like last week I did 100 cross listings from that were originally on eBay. I cross listed them to Mercari and Poshmark, and I want to do that again. So let me find I put them under copy. That's my code for all these 100 items. So I put this as the identifier for all these 100 items. And then what I do is I go over to the fast list view and I select them all. I select all of my 100 items. And then I go to main actions. Oh, and I should also time this because I want to see if I can beat my time. Last week, it was like 5 minutes and 22 seconds. So let's see if I can beat my time. Let's see here. If I go to timer, do I have a timer? Where's my timer on my phone? Mr. Treecat, what do you call that? It's not timer. It's what is the name of that app where it does a countdown? Yeah, it's timer, right? Trying to find it. What is it called? Clock. Okay. Duh. All right. So I go to the clock. All right. And it's on 0. I don't know if you can see that. It's on 0. And I'm going to do my autofill 100 items. And I'm going to do AI autofill from eBay to Mercari and Poshmark. And I'm going to press the timer and press the autofill at the same time. Okay, so ready. Let's see if I can do this. I need 2 hands to do this. Set, go. Okay, so it's autofilling. The action has initiated, and it will. Let's see. I'm in fast list view, so it will start initiating. It's already started filling stuff in. Okay, I'm gonna just scroll. It looks like it does this pretty fast, right? It was 5 minutes and 22 seconds the last time I did it. And yep, it's filling it in. And I know I'm gonna have to put a couple things in because it doesn't put in the Poshmark original price. It leaves that at 0, and it doesn't put in any hashtags. So I actually I made in Beef Text, I made hashtags and separated them with commas. So then all I have to type in is the 3-letter code, keyboard strokes, and it'll put that in for me. So that'll speed things up a little bit on the back end when I'm checking it, because it does take me, maybe 5-10 minutes to go through it and check it all, because I don't necessarily always trust the AI. Because there's no universality in like colors and stuff like that. So sometimes it will get confused. So anyways, I'm scrolling. Wow. I think I'm going to beat my time from last week. Let's see. This just takes forever to scroll, scroll, scroll. And I know this is boring, but it's important because we want to see how fast our AI autofill really is. We're at 1 minute and 50 seconds. We're going to keep going, keep scrolling. Looks like we're at around 50, halfway there. So I'm going to keep scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. And where are we at? Here we go. Notice it kind of like, it'll like bleep itself when it's like thinking. Or you'll see the bubbles, the expanding bubbles. Sometimes you'll see that when it's thinking. So it actually does this faster in bulk than it does individually, which is really interesting and fascinating. And I don't know why it does it faster in bulk, but it does. Okay, so we are scrolling. We're scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. And about 3/4 of the way done, and it's 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Let's see if we can beat our time from last week. I think we can. I think we can, because the first time I did it, it was like 3 minutes and something. So, but the second time I did it, I wasn't doing the timer as timely. So, or maybe I wasn't scrolling as fast or whatever. I don't know. But anyways, we're about 84 items at 3 minutes. Let's keep scrolling. Are we at the bottom? Okay. I think we have gotten to all of them. Nope, not yet. Not yet. Keep going, keep going, keep scrolling. And we're at about 90 items. About 90 items, and it's 3:26. Okay, looks like we're almost done. We're at 94 items. And still working, 94 items. As soon as it says 100, I'll know we're done, but it's not quite done yet. 94, 3 minutes, 99. Got one more. It's thinking, it's loading. Okay, well, that's 99 anyway. So 4 minutes. Oh, let's see. And 6 seconds. Yeah, it's about 4 minutes and 6 seconds. So that's where we're at, 4 minutes and 6 seconds. And it did 99. I don't know what happened to the 100th one. That was weird. But yeah, 4 minutes and 6 seconds. And that was 99. Let's say 99. I don't know what happened to the 100th one. But anyways, 4 minutes and 6 seconds. And I cross-listed 99 items to, AI auto-filled 99 items to Poshmark and Mercari from eBay. Yeah, so that's pretty fast. Yeah, I'm happy about that. And should you have 100 items to cross-list, hey, it's not going to take you very long. So woohoo, we're excited. You should be too. So anyways, guys, with that being said, I don't have much else to say other than like, hey, time to start cross-listing your items, right? Trying to get those cross-listings going. So reach out if you have any questions. You know how to reach us. Contact at treecat.io. We've got the little question mark up in the right-hand corner to open a trouble ticket. We got our Reddit forum. And yeah, that's how you can reach us. So we hope to hear from you and have a great weekend. Mahalo. Bye.